Hey everybody, welcome to the show into eastern Saskatchewan, where it is mid-November and the white-tailed deer should be in the rut. Well, we got a couple of problems. We've got a full moon and it's unseasonably warm. And the whitetails, according to the game camera, are a no-show.
FreedomMunitions.com, your online ammunition destination, presents The High Road with Keith Warren.
We hunt for different reasons, but it's more than just the kill.
First off, I'm grateful to be an American, to live in a country that still has a country like this.
It's about the experience, freedom, passion, and adventure. I'm Keith Warren, and like you, I live for the hunt.
I cannot believe that.
Saskatchewan is one of my favorite places to hunt, period. And the reason why is because the country is big. And the thing is, there's a variety of wild game species that live here. And when you're sitting in the Provincial Forest, out in the wild Canadian bush, there is no telling what's going to walk out in front of you. This right here is incredible.
Holy smokes.
Thank you.
Do I love Keith Warren or what? Look at this thing.
Look at that. You've got to be kidding me. Look at that giant.
That was the big bear.
But in Canada, what happens,
Whose bag is this? It's a pretty bag you got there. My name is Brad Still from South Carolina. This is my first opportunity to come up to Saskatchewan and hunt whitetail. I've been here for bear, but when Keith called me and said, hey, I've got an opportunity for us to hunt together, I jumped right on the plane, booked my ticket.
Way easy.
Oh, you're such a good guy, Keith.
I know, thank
Regardless of what Kent says about you when you're asleep, you're a good guy.
How are you?
Good. See you, Keith.
That's Brad right there. This is
Brad.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Brad.
that little
Good.
anemic guy.
Nice to meet you.
My name is Lance Miller. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada, professional guide in this area for a long time. Me and Keith Warren have been hunting here for many years. We've had some fantastic black bear hunts. This year we decided we'd try a free-range whitetail hunt. It's a little different than the last time Keith was up here. Last time Keith was up here was very cold, which is normal for this time. We got snow on the ground and it was cold. This year is a different story.
Boy, what's the deal with the weather?
Unreal. Unreal.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I've been up here so many times, I've never seen it like this.
No,
I mean,
it's...
this is comfortable. It's not cold at all. Hunting up here in the Provincial Forest in Saskatchewan is wild. That's all I can say.
We're pushing this guy and you're going to walk yourself right into a trap. This is a recipe for disaster.
It's thick. It's one of those kind of deals you don't know what's going to come out in front of you. It could be a wolf, it could be a coyote, or it could be a great big whitetail buck. But when you're hunting in the forest, it's tight, it's thick, and you can't see very well at all. And so the places that Lance has these stands, they're in the exact same places that we actually hunt black bear. And we can show you bear footage from the exact same area as we're hunting these white-tailed deer. And so in the fall, as the bears go into hibernation, Lance changes these locations out to be, instead of bear hunting locations, they're deer hunting locations. And again, you can't see far. The furthest shot that we're gonna get, period, is gonna be 100 yards.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Reconics, 10X High Performance Hunting Gear, Legendary Arms Works, Sightmark, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, and Tannerite. Tannerite Binary Reactive Rifle Targets presents viewer feedback.
All right, this is from Becca. She's from Pennsylvania. She says, hey Keith, what's the smallest caliber you'd recommend using to hunt whitetail deer? By the way, I watch all your shows on YouTube. Thanks in advance for answering my question. Becca, that's a great question. I would encourage you, a 243 is certainly adequate to take down a whitetail deer. Some people may say use something a little bit bigger than that, but a 243 will do the job as long as you're accurate and you're shooting a load that packs a powerful punch. I'd encourage you to go to freedommunitions.com, do some research and find out not only all the different ammos that they have there, but one that is designed to take down big game animals. And a 243 is a great caliber as long as you choose the right ammunition. Becca, thanks for the question. All right, if you're going to shoot Tannerite, please read the instructions, wear eye protection and hearing protection, please. There's a lot of people that wind up doing online videos on Tannerite and they make a mistake by first off not following the directions. The only way Tannerite will go off is with a high-powered cartridge hitting it, period. You can't make it go off any other way. What you want to do is you want to shake it up, mix it up until it's all one uniform color. Now let's have some fun. Up the neighbors.
This is the forestry blocked off. The miller's property goes right up to the forestry. From that bush line beyond, 60 miles is all bush. 120 miles long, a million acres.
Game cameras are very effective. We put them out before the hunters show up. We monitor the areas. We know which bucks are coming in. Obviously with the rut, we can have more bucks showing up, but the cameras give us a very good idea what's in the area. This year has been totally different for free-range whitetail hunting. It's been warm, unseasonably warm. We got green grass, we got clovers, we got alfalfas. Everything is green, and to top it off, we got a full moon. We hunt our whitetail deer in the exact same place we hunt our black bears, in the Provincial Forest. It's very thick here, lots of cover for the whitetails. Our deer stands are located in little cuts in the forest. Typically we've got a box blind with a heater in it, and we're shooting about 80 to 100 yards down a little cut, and we got a bait at the other end.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Pulsar, Nemo Arms, Legends Ranch, the entire line of Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing systems, Record Rack Deer and Elk Feed, and freedommunitions.com, your online ammunition destination.
My name is Brad Still from South Carolina. This is my first time hunting whitetail deer in Canada. It's the second week of November and Keith told me we'd have a bunch of snow on the ground, but instead I needed my spring turkey gear. It's really, really warm and I hope that doesn't shut the deer down. We're hunting in the Provincial Forest and we're hunting over bait. And with the weather being as warm as it is, there's so much growth for the deer to eat. We don't know if they're going to come to the bait or not. So about mid-morning, we were planning on staying all day to sundown. A buck popped out, and we hadn't been seeing anything. And I tried to get a good look at him, and when I finally did, I realized this is the buck that I'm going to shoot. He came out and started going towards the bait, but he was a little skittish. And all of a sudden, instead of going to the bait, he turned around and started running back towards the forest. My cameraman, being a veteran hunter, immediately cried out to him and stopped him. And I raised the gun, and within about 2 seconds, no more, before he bolted into the woods, I made a shot on him. Oh yeah, look at him. Look at this. He's a good looking deer. One of the things that Keith told me when I came up here is he said, the body size of the deer here are so big, it's gonna distort the size of the antlers. And so, you know, that was something that I was paying attention to as I was in the blind, waiting on the big boy to come out. When he did come out, I saw those chocolate horns, that big body. He weighed probably 275 pounds, and he was just massive. I just not used to seeing deer that big, but boy, was he a beaut. We got here yesterday, saw deer, sat in the blind this morning, saw deer, and late morning, about almost 11 o'clock, this guy walked out, and we said we knew this was our shooter. We knew this was our deer. He was a beautiful deer, big-bodied deer. Just beautiful. We're out here in the Provincial Forest with aspens and spruce everywhere. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous sit. And what a great morning to harvest this beautiful deer. I'm just very thankful and blessed to have been able to take this deer and create another memory. Keith told me on this hunt that I didn't need to bring a gun, which was great of him. He brought a gun that he used in North Dakota to take a mule deer at about 600 yards. It's a legendary ARM 300 Win Mag, and I knew it was on. The first time I went to the range to sight it in, it hit right in the bullseye, just like every one of Keith's guns.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by PyramidAir.com, Liberty Safe, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, Castle Rock Outfitters, and OpticsPlanet.com.
After 2.5 days in the first spot without seeing a decent deer, I decided to spend some time scouting, and I put up some scent game camera setups. This particular hunt, I went up and hung a kiewik up, and a kiewik was over there by the bait site, and I hang it about 6 feet up. I don't want it where an animal can actually reach it. I want it where the animal will raise his head and sniff. The next thing is, I wound up taking special golden estrus. Now this is my favorite lure to use during the rut. I'll use it for 2 weeks prior to the rut, all the way up to 2 weeks after the rut, and it performs fantastic. And so what I wound up doing, take special golden estrus, I'll saturate the kiewik, and we'll see what happens.
All right, hopefully today's going to be the day. It is about 30 minutes before the sun comes up, and conditions have changed. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but rain is starting to fall right now. That's not good. If one comes in this morning, I think I can thread the needle, and I think I can put one in him and bring him down. I may need to, because if I see another deer, it may be the last deer I'm going to see on this trip because of weather. It looks like it's turning south.
It's now day 4 of the hunt, and although Brad tagged out early, I've been struggling. I'd gone in there and I'd put a kiewik up with some special golden estrus just to kind of bait it a little bit better, and it was getting hit hard. So I was seated in a box blind. This area I can only see about 75 yards. Again, it's real narrow in the forest. I can't see hardly anything except straight ahead of me. When all of a sudden, a really nice buck showed up. He came in from nowhere. I threw the rifle up and I thought, I just hope he gives me an opportunity. I hope I get that little narrow of a window where I can thread that needle. Turns out he went straight for the kiewik. I'll tell you what, I have been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and he stopped literally right under the kiewik. Right under the kiewik. And I shot him. The only shot I had was a neck shot, period. That is a beautiful buck. Absolutely beautiful. And I'll bet you he fell right next to the kiewik. He just showed up. He was walking off. I stopped him and smoked him. Holy smokes. What a beautiful buck. Oh man, look at that. What a beautiful buck. Goodness. Look at him. Look how tall he is and massive. I mean, look at the mass. And he's all gnarly down here. Got a little cheater. He's just really a mainframe 8-point, but golly, what a beautiful buck. And I mean, I shot him right there in the neck. It's really the only shot I had. I mean, he came in and he stopped right here. I don't know if he was walking by here or whatever. I hollered at him, he stopped right here. And I knew that scrape was here. And I smoked him, and I had no idea that he was gonna fall right next to the scrape, literally right next to it. But take a look at that deer. That deer is probably all of about 210, 220 pounds. He's a really big body deer for up here in Saskatchewan. And Lance Miller's got some unbelievable hunting up here. If you'd like more information on hunting the Provincial Forest with Lance Miller, Lance has got, also he owns Woody River trophy hunts. But if you want to come up here in the Provincial Forest, give Lance a call. He does a limited number of forest hunts every year. You can get a hold of him and he'll be happy to help you out. And this right here is a really good deer for the forest. I mean, you know, years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the genetics up here were unbelievable. But people have shot the genetics out for years and years. And so this right here is an exceptional deer for the forest. The one that Brad took is an exceptional deer. And what this is, I'm glad that I shot this, because literally this is the kind of deer that you don't want to have do the breeding. And the reason why is because he's just a mainframe 8-point. The one Brad shot was a nice deer to take too. Boy, I'm happy with him. Now I got to get him tagged and get him out of here.